Hello, it's 12:15 and you're watching Buzz News. I'm Darcy Miller. Coming up, a Poole trade park has been sold to a private property company for almost £4 million. A Bournemouth man has become a local hero for finding people's lost valuables. AFC Bournemouth drew 2-2 at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League last night after a late equaliser from Reece James. A Poole trademark has been purchased in a multi-million-pound deal. Reporter Tom Brash has more.
Alder Hills Trade Park in Poole has been sold to a private property company for nearly £4 million in a deal supported by property consultancy company Vale Williams. Built in 2002, the estate has 2 detached buildings and a terrace of 3 units extending to nearly 24,000 square feet. Alder Hills Trade Park in Barter Road, Poole comprises of 5 units let to a range of businesses at a combined rental income of £240,000 per annum. Occupiers at the 1.7 acre trade park are Michel Dever Tyre Services, Tool Station, Natural Stone and Timber and SIG Trading. This is the latest of a string of trade park purchases in the UK, and buyers have cited the reliability of trade parks in comparison to traditional high streets, as they are anchored by essential businesses such as DIY stores, trade counters and food retailers. With a big focus on convenience, these stores remain at the centre of the UK economy and will continue to in the future. Tom Brash, Buzz News.
40 years ago, photography students from Bournemouth and Poole College began documenting the life and work of those at the Poole Ironworks foundry. At the end of 1985, the historic foundry would close, placing greater significance on the students' work. Poole Lighthouse have curated a free expedition called Men of Iron, marking 40 years since the foundry's closure. The original photographers reunited at the opening to speak on their experience. Apologies for those technical issues. Bournemouth man Darren Wiles has become a local hero and social media star. He takes his metal detector out to help people find their lost valuables. Ollie Basham reports.
Helping them be reunited with their long-lost possessions. Despite this, Darren has never taken anything from the people he helps and has become something of a local sensation on social media. We spoke to Darren to ask what he makes of all of this.
I'm just a guy who goes out helping people where I can. I've got the equipment to do it. Why not do it? It's nice to be able to help people. There's not a lot of that around really when you think about what's going on at the moment. So I do what I can to help, and I get, last night I was on the beach and I found the guys ringing on sandbanks at like 10 to 12, 10 to 1 this morning, and I shouted. I don't go out detecting as a hobby anymore. I only go out now when I search, and that is almost a full-time job. The way I look at it is, if it's important to them, it's important to me, regardless of what it is. It could be a £1 ring from New Look, or it could be, £10,000 ring, from wherever. So I was going out on farms in North Dorset, finding Roman coins. That was always fun, and hammered coins from the medieval times. They were really good to get. I was always liked the coins, and then I started doing a bit more of the recovery side of it. I did a couple early on. I thought, I quite like the feeling of that. Then I set up a website thinking nothing really would come of it. And then I set up the Bournemouth Detecting Club in 2011. And again, just on the whim that someone might be interested, and a few members joined to start with, and then slowly more trickles came in. I started getting a few requests coming in, and from then on it's just kind of snowballed into really what is now a public service as opposed to just a hobby that I do. Because I don't go out detecting as a hobby anymore. I only go out now when I search, and that is almost a full-time job.
Now for a look at the day's sport, here's Dan Humphrey.
AFC Bournemouth travelled to Stamford Bridge and played Chelsea in a 2-2 Premier League game. The Cherries continued to extend their club record run of 9 games unbeaten in the Premier League. A goal from substitute Justin Kluivert saw them equalise through a penalty in the 50th minute after an early Cole Palmer goal. Antoine Semenyo then gave the Cherries the lead in the 68th minute, but this was cancelled out by Reece James, who scored in stoppage time, and the match finished 2-2. Bournemouth travelled to Newcastle on Saturday. Hampshire captain James Vince will miss the 2025 County Championship season after being retained by the Karachi Kings in the Pakistan Super League. Vince is expected to earn £100,000 and become one of 6 English players to feature in the PSL this season, alongside the likes of Chris Jordan and Sam Billings. The PSL has moved from taking place in February and will begin in April instead, clashing with the first half of the English Red Bull season. Vince, who scored 986 runs in the County Championship last season at an average of just under 50, is going to be a huge miss for Hampshire. Now to hockey. It's been a challenging season for the Bournemouth Town Ladies Ones hockey team, who have been league leaders in previous years. So far, they've secured just 1 win, a hard-fought victory against Oxford Hawk 2s. Many new players have joined the squad. Their biggest loss was 5-1 defeat to Basingstoke 1s. Harriet Worthington spoke to a couple of the players at Chapelgate to discuss the situation.
I think we'll take negatives from previous matches and we'll just try and learn from our mistakes so that we can better ourselves for when we take on the opposition next. I think starting the season with a very new team, like quite a lot of people left and we had lots of people leave for different reasons, so we had a very young new team to try and put together and build from, but we didn't really have much time to kind of build on it before we had matches, so we were trying to learn while we were playing, which I think was a bit of a setback for us.
I think just a lot more building on the teamwork because there's new people coming into each team and quite a lot are new this start of the season, so it's incorporating them into the team and helping them feel part of it.
That's your sport from me. Back to you, Darcy.
Thanks for joining us this lunchtime. We'll have more news for you at 4:15. In the meantime, don't forget you can catch up on all of today's news at buzz.bournemouth.ac.uk. Bye for now.